Well, hello again and thanks for joining us. Welcome to the 27th Cumbria Classic Nostalgia Scramble here at Holme Farm.
Yes, thanks for joining me again and welcome back to the third and final video featuring the racing highlights from the 27th Kendal Classic Nostalgia Scramble. Now, this event of course is held at the absolutely superb venue here at Holme Farm in Sedbergh in Cumbria of course. And these of course are the racing highlights from the 2017 Nostalgia Scramble. And we're going to get right into the action with the pre-60 Unlimited, pre-68 up to 350cc class and the pre-75 up to 250s. And as you leave the line, it's a fantastic start from Derek Macaulay on that 250 Bultaco Pursang. Peter Hollinshead is in second position. Going through there, number 164 is Stuart Riddle on that lovely 1965 Twinport CZ. And so as the riders start to make their way into the centre of the track to begin lap 1, here is your race leader. It's number 454. It's Peter Hollinshead on that very quick SRM BSA. Second position looks like it's still Derek Macaulay on that Bultaco Pursang, and it looks like it's Chad Isherwood, number 33, who is in third position. And so once again, as we pick up our race leader, it is still Pete Hollinshead, number 454 on the SRM BSA, leads Derek Macaulay on that 250 Bultaco Pursang in second position. Derek Macaulay looking to make a move on the big BSA powered machine of Peter Hollinshead. Derek Macaulay is now your new race leader. Don't forget, this is a combined 3-class race, so although Derek Macaulay is leading this race, many of these riders will be scored independently of their actual finishing positions. But it's still Derek Macaulay, number 29 on the Bultaco, leads Peter Hollinshead in second on the SRM BSA. But as you can see, it's been an absolutely superb weekend for racing here at Holme Farm, and I hope you've enjoyed the previous two videos with the racing highlights on it that have been posted on my YouTube channel. But as we look towards our two front runners, it's still Derek Macaulay, your race leader, from that man there, number 454, Peter Hollinshead. Third place looks like it is number 87. That could be William Guest on the CZ. And just coming through there is number 921. That is Luke Jackson on the BSA. But as it stands on the racetrack, it's number 29. Derek Macaulay on the Bultaco Pursang from Arbroath in Scotland, who is your race leader. Second is still Peter Hollinshead on the SRM BSA. Both riders riding superbly at this Holme Farm venue this weekend. But it is still Derek Macaulay on that very quick little Spanish-made two-stroke Bultaco, who is your current race leader. Derek is making his way towards the start and finish line to begin his last and final lap in this combined race. And there is your second placed rider. That's number 454, Peter Hollinshead. This of course is just one of the many bikes that Peter has in his collection. Peter has a fantastic collection of old CCM machines as well. So it's a win for Derek Macaulay on the 250 Bultaco Persang. Okay, next up we're going to catch up with the riders in the pre-68 over 350cc class as they start lap 1. Apologies for not capturing the start of this race, but nevertheless we're going to catch up with the riders in about half a lap into their first lap. But it's a race lead for number 98, that's Liston Bell, followed by John Griffiths in second, with Adrian Lappin in third. Both these riders of course mounted on these Cecil Pearson 600cc Jap machines. And so it's number 98, Liston Bell, leads number 33, John Griffiths. Number 1 is Adrian Lappin. Number 111 is listed as Harry Stitt, but it doesn't look like Harry, it looks like David Wilson who is riding that particular machine. Number 122 is Fergus Moody going through. Number 711 is Robert Stitt on the BSA. But here is the battle for the race lead of this pre-68 over 350cc class race. It's still number 98, Liston Bell, leads number 33, John Griffiths in second. Adrian Lappin is still there in third position. Looks like John Griffiths is lining up Liston Bell for a move into turn 1. John Griffiths dives down the inside and takes the track position, so your new race leader is number 33, John Griffiths, leads number 98, Liston Bell. Third position is number 1, Adrian Lappin, on these very quick Cecil Pearson 600cc Japs. But it's a good battle developing between Liston Bell and John Griffiths as they head up the hill. It's advantage to John Griffiths on the 600cc Jap. Liston Bell is riding his Jawa Matisse as both riders make the turns into the infield of the track. And so it's still number 33, that's John Griffiths from Northern Ireland, leads number 98, Liston Bell from Scotland. Your first and second placed riders. Adrian Lappin is still there in third. But as your race leader comes towards us, it's still number 33, John Griffiths on the Jap, leads Liston Bell, number 98, on that Jawa 500. Number 545 is Steve Beckett there on the BSA Matisse. And so as our race leaders head towards the finish line to begin their last and final lap of this pre-68 over 350cc class race, it's still John Griffiths from Northern Ireland on the 600cc Jap, leads number 98, Liston Bell on the 500 Jawa. And the Cumbria Classic Motorcycle Racing Club are very grateful that Cecil Pearson has brought his collection of Japs over from Northern Ireland for our 2017 Nostalgia Scramble. And as you can see, his bikes are doing very well at this point. So here is your race leader heading towards the checkered flag for this pre-68 over 350cc class race. It looks like it's going to be a win for John Griffiths. One more turn to go. Liston Bell is still there in second position, but can John Griffiths hold on to the finish line? It's a win for John Griffiths. Second position is Liston Bell. Okay, next up we have the combined pre-75 over 250cc and the pre-78 unlimited class. So as they leave the line, it looks like a good start once again from Trevor Calderwood on that CZ. Tony Barnes in second place. It looks like Chris Chell is in third. Number 3 going through there is Mike van der Meer. But your race leader once again is number 32, Trevor Calderwood from Northern Ireland on that very quick 360cc CZ. Trevor, of course, did very well in the previous 2 races, and he's once again running at the front of this pre-75 over 250cc and pre-78 unlimited class race. Second place man there is number 56. That looks like Tony Barnes. And also coming through is number 661. That's Carol Hodgson. And so as we pick up our race leader, it is now Tony Barnes, number 56 on the CCM, who is your new race leader. Second is Trevor Calderwood on the CZ. Third is Chris Chell on the Shenny BSA. Fourth position looks like number 44. That is Jonathan Bethel, also riding a CCM. Absolutely nothing between these first, second, third and fourth riders as they crest the hill here at Holme Farm. Chris Chell looking to make a move on Irishman Trevor Calderwood, number 32. But it's still Tony Barnes, number 56 on the CCM, who is your race leader. Trevor Calderwood, number 32, is in second. Chris Chell there is in third. Jonathan Bethel is still sitting there in fourth on the CCM. Well, this is turning into a very decent race indeed, but Tony Barnes is beginning to open up a gap to second place man Trevor Calderwood, with Chris Chell hounding Trevor Calderwood for that second place position. But the Irishman is holding his own in this current race. Jonathan Bethel is still in fourth position. Chris Chell looking to make a move going up the Nostalgia Hill. Trevor Calderwood still keeping that tight line going into the turns, but Chris Chell dives down the inside, but Trevor Calderwood closes the door once again. So it's still Tony Barnes, your race leader, Trevor Calderwood second, Chris Chell in third, with Jonathan Bethel in fourth. So it's still a fantastic race between the second, third and fourth placed riders. Trevor Calderwood is in second position from Chris Chell in third, but there is your race leader. It's number 56, Tony Barnes, who is absolutely flying on that Alan Clues CCM. Of course, there is a major age difference between number 32, Trevor Calderwood, and the relative youngster Chris Chell on the Shenny BSA, but Chris Chell looks like he's made the move down the inside, but Trevor is still going to try and fight back to keep a hold of that position. But it looks like Chris Chell is now your second placed rider. Trevor Calderwood is third. Keith Barnes is now fourth on that number 55 Clues Stroker. These Clues Strokers, of course, were the bikes that Alan Clues first built when he took over the old BSA Works racing department when it went defunct back in the early days, and these Clues Strokers were the first type of machine that Alan Clues manufactured. And so as our riders cross the finish line to start their last and final lap of this pre-75 over 250cc class and the pre-78 Unlimited, your race leader is still number 56, Tony Barnes. Second place is Chris Chell on the Sherry BSA, and it's a good battle developing between third, fourth and fifth position between Trevor Calderwood, Keith Barnes and Jonathan Bethel. But here is your race leader as he heads towards the checkered flag. It's number 56, Tony Barnes. He is absolutely flying on that Alan Clues CCM. So it looks like it's going to be a comfortable win for number 56, Tony Barnes. As we look towards the second place man, Chris Chell is going to finish in second position. Trevor Calderwood looks like he's going to stick to that third place position, but Keith Barnes looks like he's going to cross the line in fourth, with Jonathan Bethel on the CCM in fifth. Okay, next up we have the first of our two handicap races. This, of course, is the Classic handicap race. This is our second last race of the day. Now this class, of course, is for classic machines only, and this will be a staggered start with the not so fast riders getting away early at the start, with the faster riders being left until the end. So as the first row of riders leave the line, number 127, that's Chris Spry, brother of the famous classic bike builder Rod, of course. So the rest of our classic boys just waiting on the green flag to let them away. As I mentioned earlier, a staggered start for these handicap races. Number 6 there is Andrew King on Charlie Robertson's Matisse, Rickman Matisse. And as you see now, it's the big boys left at the end, the fast boys. A couple of Cecil Pearson's Japs there. That looks like Travis on number 313. As the Japs leave the line. So it's a handicap start with all the fast boys now left the line. So we should have some good racing. So it's up to these boys at the back of the pack to make their way through the slower riders to try and win this handicap race at the end of the laps. And so we'll try and keep our eye on these riders as your first and second place riders come through. Number 127, of course, is Chris Spry, who is in second position at the moment, as the rest of the chasing pack make their way across the start and finish line. Number 33 again is John Griffiths. Looks like he's having another battle with Liston Bell. And these riders already beginning to pass some of the back markers, even as early as this lap 1. So I'll just give you an indication how fast these classic riders are carving through the pack. Looks like David Wilson there, number 177, on one of the Cecil Pearson Japs. Looks like David stalled it on the corner. Looks like it's going to be difficult to start. But here is number 44, that's Jonathan Bethel. Number 33 is John Griffiths. Number 98, Liston Bell. It's quite difficult to pick up where these guys are actually on the racetrack when they are passing all the slower riders, but we'll try and keep you informed as we go on. Number 122 is Fergus Moody, and he's just passing number 717, that's Stephen Jackson on the Tribsa. Things beginning to get a bit hectic and busy as these riders begin to pass the slower riders. But it looks like Liston Bell has passed John Griffiths. Chris Chell is still in there chasing. Adrian Lappin is out there. Now, as opposed to who our current race leader is, it's a bit difficult to say at this time. It looks like Andrew King has come to a standstill on that Charlie Robertson, Rickman, Matisse matchless, with the matchless engine. But a good gaggle of riders going through there. Fergus Moody, Keith Barnes there, number 55 on the Clues Stroker, just passing Fergus Moody. Number 661, that of course is Carol Hodgson on the Maiko. Carol, in fact, could be our race leader, but it's difficult to say at this particular point. Number 44 coming through is Jonathan Bethel. Liston Bell, number 98. John Griffiths, Chris Chell, Tony Barnes, number 56, and Keith Barnes, number 55. So as the riders cross the start and finish line to complete yet another lap, still Liston Bell there, number 98. These riders already carved their way through most of the slower riders. But I'd like to tell you who our race leader is at the moment, but these handicap races, unless you keep your eye on the first race rider, it's very difficult once these fast guys begin to pass the slower riders. But we're looking at Liston Bell at the moment, number 98. Just ahead of Liston is number 44, Jonathan Bethel. Number 56, that's Tony Barnes, just passing David Wilson on the 600cc Jap. As the rest of our riders come round to start their last and final lap of this classic handicap race in this 2017 Nostalgia Scramble. Some of these guys are very quick and have already passed many of the slower riders. It looked like Andrew King was parked trackside there on Charlie Robertson's Rickman Matisse Matchless. So we're looking at Chris Chell, number 264. Chris Chell, number 55 is Keith Barnes. Looks like John Griffiths and Adrian Lappin going through on the Japs. So as the riders make their way towards the checkered flag, I'm sorry I can't tell you who actually won this classic handicap race, but it's a bit of a mishmash once these fast riders begin passing the slower riders. It looks like Jonathan Bethel has had a bit of a spill with his CCM, but he still looks fine. So we're looking at number 313. That is, of course, Travis Oliver on the Cecil Pearson Rickman Jap. So as these riders head towards the checkered flag, and I do apologise for not being able to tell you who actually won this classic handicap, but it's been good to watch these guys in action in this classic handicap race, which of course is the second last race of the day. Okay, our last and final race of the day for the 2017 Kendal Classic Nostalgia Scramble is of course the Twin Shock handicap race. Now these guys of course will be started as per the classic riders, with the slower guys away first, with the fast guys left until the end. Now our clerk of the start of this race will be Jem Parker. You can see Jem wandering about with his green flag. As you can see at the back there, we have our quick riders. That's Jamie Law and Barry Turnbull at the back. So there is Jem Parker waiting on the OK to give the front runners their head. And you can see Carol Kavanagh there at the start on that very quick little road going DT 125. You maybe remember you saw Carol in action in one of the races at this 2017 Nostalgia Scramble. So as they leave the line, it's number 176. It's Colin Lee on the JBR Honda, who looks like he's getting to move away first. Third place is Carol Kavanagh, as the remainder of the Twin Shock riders come through. As the next batch of riders leave the line, it looks like Daniel Luke at the start of this pack. Next up we have the second fastest riders. That's Jim Grieve there, number 15, who did really well in the Twin Shock B-class races. So we're just waiting on our big boys to leave the line. It looks like we'll have a faller there. It's number 92. It looks like Shane Sowerby's had some kind of tangle with the ropes. So as the riders begin to make their way round to complete lap 1, just pick up a few. Number 15 is Jim Grieve coming through. Number 139 is of course Craig Holmes. Number 0 there is Pete Mathia, with Alan Bott behind. Paul Chiappa going through. Looks like Jamie Law has a problem with his Honda. Yep, Jamie looks like he's coasting in this Twin Shock handicap race. But I think that is your current race leader. Looks like Jan Estelle on the Suzuki. Carol Kavanagh going through, number 145 on the little DT 125. Doing very well on that little bike, considering the horsepower of the engines of some of the bikes that are behind him. It's been an absolutely fantastic weekend of classic and twin shock racing here at Holme Farm. Over the course of the weekend, we have gone through almost 24 races, and every single race from this event this weekend, of course, is now being posted on my YouTube channel. Although this, of course, is the last and final race of the day, I think that could be your race leader at the moment. It's number 516, which of course is Daniel Luke on the 81 water-cooled 125 Suzuki. Number 15 is still Jim Grieve. Pete Mathia just passing Carol Kavanagh on that little 125 DT Yamaha. Barry Turnbull making a move up to catch Pete Mathia. This number 0 rider, Pete Mathia, of course, is an absolute legend in twin shock racing. The Cheshire Charger, as Pete is normally known. Barry Turnbull there, number 10, looks like he's lining up Pete Mathia to make a move for that track position. Now, of course, personally for myself, I have watched Pete Mathia racing at many different racetracks around the UK, and it's been an absolute pleasure to watch this man in action. He's still very quick and still very fit to ride these 1981 490 Michaels. It looks like we've had a couple of fallers there. One of them looks like Lee Bateman on that 500 XR Honda. What looks like a fantastic race developing between Pete Mathia and Barry Turnbull on the 500 Honda. Pete Mathia riding the 490 Michael and Barry Turnbull on that 500 JR Racing Honda. Now, I would like to tell you at this point who is actually leading the race, but I'm unsure. But let's just have a look at these two guys. It looks like Barry Turnbull's going down the inside. Barry Turnbull is very quick on that JR Racing Honda. And I've only just noticed that there seems to be no Mark Fulton in this twin shock handicap final. Mark, of course, rode superbly in the other twin shock A-class races, but doesn't look like Mark's made an appearance for this twin shock final, maybe due to some mechanical issue, not really sure. But we're looking at number 10, that's Barry Turnbull, in this last and final race of the 2017 Nostalgia Scramble. Jim Grieve going through there. Pete Mathia is still riding superbly on that 81 490 Michael. So it's Pete Mathia going through to start yet another lap as he passes Jim Grieve. Alan Bott looks like he's parked trackside with a mechanical problem, but this could be your race leader. I think it is number 516. It's Daniel Luke on that 1981 RM125 Suzuki. Second place looks like it's Barry Turnbull, who is catching Daniel Luke at an unprecedented rate. So if Daniel would like to hold on to this prime position, he's going to have to get a shift on, because Barry Turnbull is coming up quick on that JR Racing 500 Honda as they make their way round to start their last and final lap of this twin shock handicap race. And so as our top two racers head towards the final lap in this twin shock handicap race here at the 2017 Nostalgia Scramble, it looks like Daniel Luke is not going to hold on to that first place position. Barry Turnbull is just lining him up for the pass. Daniel has ridden superbly in this twin shock handicap race, but unfortunately it looks like he is just out horsepowered by this Barry Turnbull 500cc Honda. And so as they head towards the finish line, it's going to be a win for number 10 Barry Turnbull. Second will be Daniel Luke on the 125 Suzuki, with Pete Mathia in third. This video was brought to you in association with World Sport. the world's #1 supplier for all your off-road and leisure sportswear. Just visit their online website for more details.